All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Game Week 9, the semi-finals, if I'm not wrong. So two people from you will play the final. Best of luck to everybody. Samanth on seat 1, Vinid on seat 2, Aswath on seat 3, and Jayakant on seat 4. Again, all the best to everyone. Hands on screen at all points of time and do not discuss. Anyways, it's the last of the Game Week 9 quiz, I think. All right. Best of luck. And first question coming up for Samanth. Here it goes. Wim Wenders' latest movie, Perfect Days, starring Koji Yakusho in the role of a public toilet cleaner in Tokyo, appropriately features the song Perfect Day on its soundtrack. The song from the 1972 album Transformer and also featured prominently in the movie Trainspotting was written and performed by which frontman of the band, the Velvet Underground?
Lou Reed.
Could you repeat Samanth one more time?
Lou Reed.
Lou Reed is correct. This is Lou Reed. Second direct. Copa Libertadores is the most prestigious tournament in South American club football. The only club in its country never to be relegated to the second tier, which Ecuadorian club finished runners-up at the Copa Libertadores in 1990-1998. Not to be confused with a very famous namesake, the club was named after his home city by an immigrant to Guayaquil called Eutemio Perez.
Real Madrid.
No. Vinid?
Pass.
Aswath?
Pass.
Jayakantan?
Pass.
After Real Madrid, nobody guessed for the very next guess?
Barcelona.
This is Barcelona. Vinid, your direct. The first lady from Japan to win an Oscar for Best Actress in a Supporting Role was Miyoshi Umeki for a role of Katsumi Kelly in which 1957 film. The Japanese Greeting was also the title of the 1954 novel by James A. Michener, the film's source material.
Sayonara.
Sayonara is correct. Second. Both Neptune and Uranus are majorly made of hydrogen and helium, but which third gas gives them their distinctive dark blue or blue color?
Argon.
Aswath?
Pass.
JK?
Pass.
Samanth?
Methane.
Methane is correct. This is methane. Aswath's direct. Prince of Princes is the original title of a biography by Simon Sebag Montefiore, of which military leader and lover of Catherine the Great. The claim that he stepped up the construction of phony villages to impress Catherine on her 1787 tour of Crimea is regarded by most historians as largely fictional.
Potemkin.
Is correct. This is Grigory Potemkin. Second direct. Shown here is a photographer who collaborated with Samsung Art Store for a display of a series of his photographs from the Indian subcontinent. Who is this photographer?
Raghu Rai.
JK?
I'll pass.
Vinid?
Pass.
Samanth?
Steve McCurry.
Steve McCurry is correct. This is the photographer of the Afghan girl, famous photographer. This is Steve McCurry. JK's directs. Voted world WWE's greatest world heavyweight champion in a 2013 viewer poll, which wrestler was named after an educator, author, and orator who was originally born into slavery? Ten seconds. Any answer?
Is it Douglas?
Vinith?
Pass.
Aswath?
Booker T.
Could you repeat? Booker?
Booker T.
Booker T is correct after Booker T Washington. This is Booker T. JK's second direct. Although this national park is home to 4 species of primate monkey, including the Fires langur, it is named after a particular feline, 2 words, that gets its name from the dusky gray blotches and irregular spots resembling similarly shaped entities in the sky. What national park? Only one of two in this Indian state, the border of the Indian state where this national park is. Ten seconds.
This is a clouded leopard.
It is clouded leopard. It is clouded leopard. Anybody for the state? Just a hunch, if anybody. The Clouded Leopard National Park is in Tripura. So this is the outline of Tripura. Right. Round 2 starts with Samanth. This gas is very non-reactive. Its percentage levels too are generated and maintained in this natural equilibrium by plants and surface soil bacteria. That's why roughly 75% of the Earth's atmosphere is made out of gas. Which one?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is correct. Second, Derek. Just a second. In the history of English literature, the period from 450 to 1066 AD is called the Old English period or the blank period. What hyphenated word goes into the blank? Ten seconds.
Say Anglo-Saxon. It's not a word.
Anglo-Saxon is correct. This is also called the Anglo-Saxon period.
Anglo-Saxon is not a word. Actually, it's just 2 words joined together by I.
Acha, it's often written as hyphenated though, so that's why I guess it's written hyphenated.
It's okay.
Vinid, your direct. Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari from the 2025 season made the headlines in the F1 paddock, making him one of the few British drivers to race for the Italian team. A certain British driver was no stranger to winning world championships. In fact, he had won 7 world championships in 350cc and 500cc combined before shifting to Formula One. His sole F1 world championship came with Ferrari when he won the 64th season by a solitary point. Who? Ten seconds.
Smith.
Did you say something?
That's Smith.
I didn't hear it, but I don't think that's the answer. Jagantan?
I'll pass.
Aswath?
Barry Sheen.
Again, I didn't hear it, but that is not the phonetics I have. Samanth?
Pass.
Did anybody say John Surtees?
Yeah, I said.
This is John Surtees. This is John Surtees. Vinid, your direct. Zoe Hegedus is a food stylist who made this image, the dish in the image, Scandinavian dish, topped with egg. However, since egg yolks wouldn't stay together on the long hot shoot days in June, she concocted a sphere made of mango and orange juice as a replica. For which movie was it made, whose real counterpart was established by the Swedish Parliament in 1952? Ten seconds. Any answer?
I'll say wild strawberries.
Jagantan,
Babette's Feast.
could you repeat?
Babette's Feast.
No, not Babette's Feast. Aswath?
Pass.
Samanth?
The Midsummer.
Midsommar is correct. This is for the movie Ari Aster's Midsommar. The festival is the Midsummer Festival, 1952 when it started. This is Midsommar. Aswath's directs. The name of which city preludes the subtitles A Soliloquy in the JCB Prize-winning English translation of a novel by M. Mukundan and a novel in a 1990 work by Khushwant Singh. The 1984 anti-Sikh pogrom features in both novels.
Delhi.
Yeah, this is Delhi or New Delhi. Actually, just Delhi, but yeah. Aswath directs. The Peruvian club, popularly known as La U, that finished runner-up at the 1972 Copa Libertadores, as well as the Chilean club Blanc Catolica, that finished runner-up in the 1993, both feature what kind of establishment in their names. The name of the establishment in question is derived from the Latin phrase redacted magistrorum et scholarium.
I think the Spanish is Universidad or university. I'm
Yeah,
assuming
this
it's
is university. This is university. Check Anton's directs. Sofia Bogle's daily job involves handling certain items older than 120 plus years with utmost care. In her process, she deconstructs the item, removes the acidic exterior, sands it, cleans it with a repair knife, washes it in hot water, and then uses Japanese tissue to fix any wear and tear. Final touches involve embossing, gluing, and pressing it all together. What is Sofia Bogle's daily job? 10 seconds. Any answer?
Pass.
I have to pass you, Vinid.
Pass.
Aswath,
Pass.
Samanth.
Pass.
See, yeah.
This is a tea ceremony.
No. There is no proper noun in the answer. She is basically a common noun is there though. So she is basically a book conservationist. So this is how she conserves old books. She is a book conservationist.
120 plus years. Yeah.
Second direct. In English literature, the neoclassical period, 1660 to 1785, ends with the age of sensibility or the age of Johnson, 1745 to 1785, and is preceded by the Augustan age or the age of Pope, 1700 to 1745. What age or period from 1660 to 1700 starts the neoclassical period? This time period was labeled as such for the recovery of the Stuart family kingship. Ten seconds.
Is the restoration?
Restoration is correct. Restoration. This is called the restoration period. Round 3 with Samanth. These oranges are cultivated in a city in Western India and are named after it. They are prized for their distinct sweet and tangy flavor. Which Indian city that is well known for its flower merchants?
Nagpur.
The most common wrong answer, but no, not Nagpur. Vinith?
Pass.
JK?
I'll pass.
Aswath?
Pass.
This is a place in Maharashtra called Mutkhed. So this is called the Mutkhedi orange. It's famous for its flower merchant, Mutkhedi orange. Someone's second direct. He was the last Ferrari driver to be personally selected by Enzo Ferrari before his death in August 1988. He won 3 races with Ferrari before retiring at the age of the 1990 season, came out of retirement thanks to Frank Williams and achieved his most successful spell, including a driver's championship. What British driver?
Hill.
Not Hill. Vinith?
Pass.
JK?
I'll pass.
Aswath?
Mansell.
Mansell is correct. This is Nigel Mansell. This is Nigel Mansell. Vinith's directs. The Austrian pediatrician who researched on it called it autistic psychopathy and referred to those with this condition as little professors. As it was published during World War II in German, it was sadly lost until rediscovered in the late 70s and eponymously named what? Recently, it has been merged into autism spectrum disorder.
Asperger's.
Asperger's is correct. This is Asperger's. Second direct. Dark tourism involves visiting sites associated with death, tragedy, or suffering. The catacombs of Paris, Sedlec in Czech Republic, Capella dos Ossos in Portugal, and the Skull Tower in Serbia are macabre tourist attractions where a visitor can see human skeletal remains. What are such repositories called? Ten seconds.
I'll say skeletal repositories.
JK?
Ossuaries.
Ossuaries is a very good answer. These are ossuaries. Ashwath's direct. Venus is uninhabitable because it is covered with carbon dioxide, but it is also uninhabitable because its atmosphere has the presence of which acid that gives it its distinctive yellow color?
Sulfuric acid.
Brilliant guess. This is sulfuric acid. Second direct. Which TV series is based on a two-word scientific phrase meaning a drastic change and advancement? The original series stars Scott Bakula as Dr. Sam Beckett, a physicist who involuntarily jumps through space-time during experiments in time travel, but temporarily taking the place of other people to correct what he consistently discovers were historical mistakes. Ten seconds.
Annus mirabilis.
Vinid?
Pass.
JK?
This is Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap is correct. This is Quantum Leap. JK's directs. This 2005 photograph by Steve McCurry shows something that is sacred to Tibetan people and usually comes in a set of how many colors? The number of colors represent the number of elements and the same number of pure lights in Tibetan Buddhist tradition. Need a number in the answer.
There's something being blanked out at the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ten seconds. Any answer?
This is 8 prayer flags.
How many?
8 prayer flags.
Not 8. Vinith?
Pass.
Samanth?
5.
5 is correct. There are 5 different colors of. These are prayer flags, which is blanked out, although it's obvious, but comes in 5 colors: blue, red, green, white, yellow, each representing the 5 pure lights and the 5 elements in Buddhist tradition. Second direct. Shown here are the Coorg oranges that are a cultivar from the Kodagu, Hassan, and Chikmagalur districts. The oranges were grown in a 24,000 hectare area, which in recent times have come down to 2,000 hectares. This is because it's the secondary crop cultivated there for more than 150 years now. What is the primary cultivation there?
This is coffee.
Yeah, coffee is correct. It's coffee. Round 4 with someone. Eiko Ishioka received a posthumous nomination for the 2012 movie Mirror Mirror under costume design. In 1992, Ishioka won an Oscar under the same category for designing the 19th century attire for a story set in England and Romania. Which movie?
Dracula.
Dracula is good enough. This is Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. Second direct. Who led the Free Economic Society, a learned society independent of but supported by Catherine the Great, which promoted liberal reform in Russia, played a key role in the coup that brought Catherine to power and was her lover. Later tried to rekindle their romance by offering her something with the shape and proportions of half a chicken set, encrusted into Catherine's imperial scepter in 1774.
Fabergé?
Not Fabergé. Vinid?
Us.
Aswath?
Pass.
JK?
I'll pass.
Not Fabergé, is known for its diamond, eponymous diamond. This is Orlov. Orlov diamond or Orlov diamond.
Oh, this chicken's egg threw me off. I thought egg and all generally. Yeah.
Vinid's direct. Which WWE outfit shares their name with a book series that was ghostwritten by many people under the collective pseudonym Franklin W. Dixon?
Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys is correct. This is Jeff and Matt Hardy, is it? Yeah. Two clubs from the same Colombian city have made 6 Copa Libertadores finals between them, without either ever winning. One of them, America de Blanc, made the finals thrice from 85 to 87 and then again in 1996. The other, Deportivo Blanc, made 2 finals in 1997, 1978 and 1999. Which city forms part of the names of both of these unsuccessful clubs? The city was the headquarters of a successful association of a different kind that reigned from 1993 to 1995 and controlled over 80% of the world's market.
Medlin.
Has been the most common wrong guess. Aswath?
Oh,
Kali.
Kali is correct. Medellin was over by 1993-1995. Escobar was dead. This is the Kali cartel, and hence Kali being the reference there. Nice crack. Aswath, your direct. This variety of mandarin oranges is grown in a western Indian city, after which it is named. Exceptionally sweet, flavorful, and with a vibrant orange color, identify this king of oranges.
I think this is going to be one of those quads, I guess, but Nagpur.
This is Nagpur oranges. At least you went for it. You're almost about to not go for it. This is Nagpur oranges. Nagpur Santra. Second direct. Emi Wada was a notable Japanese costume designer who worked with many performing artists besides films. She won Best Costume Design for the 85 chaotic drama directed by Akira Kurosawa. The film's plot derives elements from King Lear and the legends of the Daimyo Mori Motonari. Which film?
Ran.
Ran is correct. This is Ran. Ran is Japanese for chaos or something like that. Jayakanthan's directs. Which English surgeon, apothecary, and paleontologist gives his name to an eponymous condition he described in his 1817 an essay on the shaking palsy? The motor symptoms this disease arise mainly from cell death in substantia nigra, a deep brain structure that produces dopamine.
This is Parkinson.
This is Parkinson's. Second direct. The Tuol Sleng Genocide Museum, formerly a high school turned prison, and the killing fields of Choeng Ek both memorialize the atrocities committed during the reign of which regime in Cambodia?
This is the Khmer Rouge.
Khmer Rouge is also correct. This is the Khmer Rouge. Round 5 with Samanth now. Which 2016 novel, which opens with a blast in Delhi's Lajpat Nagar market, was shortlisted for the US National Book Award for fiction?
Mm.
10 seconds.
I'll say
An answer?
An explosion of small bombs.
Vinid?
Pass.
Jayakanthan?
I'll pass.
Aswath?
No, pass.
So Samanth was off by one word. just, not explosion. This is an association of small bombs or the association of small bombs. Second direct. This Bagh area in this Indian state in the image is trying to be India's first UNESCO Global Geopark. This is after a secondary school physics teacher, Vishal Verma, led a group of amateur explorers to find a perfectly preserved rounded entity from 100.5 to 60 million years ago. Now, due to this finding and more following it, an apt name has latched onto this region, now called a national park. Which national park?
It's like Kanha.
This is not Kanha. Vinid?
Pass.
Jayakantan?
I'll pass.
Aswath?
Dinosaur Egg National Park.
Brilliant crack. They simply named it Dinosaur National Park or Dinosaur Fossil National Park. This is not a real or an old national park, but because of the time period and they found an egg there, they named it Dinosaur Fossil National Park. Dinosaur is acceptable because of the time period and everything.
It's not actually a national park.
It is being called a national park now. It is they are trying for a geopark, but it is being called a national park in all the news and everywhere. So, but anyways, I'll still check it. Vinid, your directs. The soundtrack of Perfect Days has two songs referencing eye color, Pale Blue Eyes and Brown Eyed Girl. While the former is by Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground, the latter is the signature song of which Northern Irish singer and songwriter, the first living inductee into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to skip his own induction in 1993.
Bono.
Did you say something? Oh, not Bono. Jayakantan?
This is Van Morrison.
This is Van Morrison. So Van Morrison is correct. Vinid's second direct. Which former resident of Gallifrey is currently using this? Ten seconds.
No idea. Pass.
Jayakantan?
Pass.
Samanth?
I don't know what you want here. Doctor Who?
Yeah, Doctor Who uses this. No one else. Gallifrey. This is Doctor Who. The Doctor,
Wow.
Doctor Who.
Nice.
Aswath directs. Which WWE wrestler's ring name came about when he was thinking of changing his previous name Ringmaster at the same time that his English wife got angry at him for not drinking the cup of tea served while it was still warm?
Cup of tea.
Ten seconds.
No, pass.
An answer?
No.
Vinith?
Pass.
Jayakantan?
This is Stone Cold.
Oh,
Would you
man.
complete it?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. So had you just said Steve Austin, I would have to give you, but you just said Stone Cold, but it's obviously understandable. Stone Cold Steve Austin is correct. That is how he got his name. Yeah. Ashwath's second direct. This national park used to be an open vidi, which is a grassland of the Maharaja of the princely state of Bhavnagar for hunting the titular animal that lent its name to the park. They used to hunt it not with guns or rifles, but with their pet cheetahs. It became a national park in 1976 and slowly hunting declined. But that didn't stop another famous person to target this creature 22 years later somewhere else. What national park?
Black Buck.
Black Buck National Park is correct. This is in Gujarat, although Salman Khan targeted the Black Buck in Rajasthan. It's Black Buck National Park. Jayakantan's directs. To Whom She Will is the first of a number of novels set in middle-class Delhi by which German-born writer? The only person ever to win both a Booker Prize and an Oscar. She lived in Delhi between 51 and 75 and made her debut as a screenwriter with an adaptation of one of her own Delhi novels, The Householder.
Ruth Pravar Jabala.
Ruth Pravar Jabwala is a perfect answer. Second direct. Catherine the Great was born Princess Sophie in 1729 in which Baltic seaport, then in the Kingdom of Prussia and now in Poland. You can give either its German name, famously used by Winston Churchill to mark the northern end of the Iron Curtain, or its Polish name.
Is it Gdansk?
Has been a common guess, but not Gdansk. Vinid? Quickly.
Pass.
Samanth?
Stettin.
Stettin is correct. This is Stettin. This is the speech of Churchill from Stettin in the Baltic, Trieste in the Adriatic, and the Iron Curtain, etc., etc. Right. Round 6 with Samanth now. Pretty close. An inherited neurodegenerative disease, the involvement of basal ganglia causes involuntary movement of hands and or feet, giving it an alternative name of chorea. What eponymous disease which Woody Guthrie eventually succumbed to in 1967?
Huntington's.
Huntington is correct. Second, Cliff Denton is one of just two remaining master putter-togethers at the Ernest Wright factory in England. In this mass production era, they still make these items by hand and it takes years of training. It takes 5 years alone to master the final stage that involves hammering with precision or else it's ruined. What are these handmade items that sell for around $100 to $350 per pair? Ten seconds.
Are these scissors?
Brilliant crack. These are scissors, handmade scissors. So also another fact is putted together. The term are used for people who make scissors. So scissor makers are called putted together because they actually put it together. Vinid, your direct. This photograph by Steve McCurry shows a boy playing in which Indian city?
Udaipur.
Could you repeat?
Udaipur.
Not Udaipur. Aswath?
Jodhpur.
Jodhpur is correct. You can see the blue walls there. This is Jodhpur. Vinid's second direct. The modern period in English literature, 1901 to 1939, was divided into two halves. The blank one period, 1901 to 1910, and the blank two period, 1910 to 1936, are both named after the respective kings. Name either of those periods. Ten seconds.
George the Fifth.
I mean, I'll just accept George that way. Georgian period is correct. George is acceptable. Georgian and Edwardian are the two periods. Aswath's directs. In total, he won 3 career World Championship Grand Prix wins, the least Grand Prix win scored by a Formula One World Champion. He became the first British driver to be crowned F1 World Champion driving a Ferrari, and unfortunately died the following year, 3 months after retiring from the sport. Who?
Hill.
Not Hill. Vinid? Vinid?
Pass.
Jayakantan?
Pass.
Samanth?
Pass.
This is somebody called, let me check it only. Yeah, Mike Hawthorne. This is Mike Hawthorne. Aswath, second direct. The French neurologist who first studied this condition called it maladie des tics. It was Charcot, the famous French neurologist, who named it after his student. What eponymous condition infamously associated with coprolalia, despite evidence to the contrary that it is not very commonly associated with this condition? Ten seconds.
Tourette.
Tourette is correct in the clutch moment. Tourette is correct. It's named after Gilles de la Tourette. Jayakantan's two directs coming up. The protagonist of Perfect Days is shown to be both sitting on the dock of the bay or walking through the sleepy city. Name either the iconic band created for the latter song or the person who co-wrote and recorded the former 3 days before his death in a plane crash in 1967.
So Otis Redding.
Otis Redding is a brilliant crack. Otis Redding is correct. And Rolling Stone being the band. Second direct. Created by Natasha Lyonne, Leslie Headland, and Amy Poehler, which 2019 series follows Nadia Vulvokov Leon, a game developer who repeatedly dies and relives the night of her 36th birthday in an ongoing time loop and tries to solve it. The series name might remind you of a toy about peeling away layers as the protagonist does in the series.
Russian doll.
This is Russian Doll. We have 12, 12, 13. Two more rounds to go. Round 7 with someone coming up.
And there's a power cut, so you might not see me for a little while.
Yeah, you do look like
I mean,
Undertaker.
the light should just come out anyway.
It's fine. Since Undertaker was a bad brother in the early plotlines of WWE, which wrestler was introduced as his brother and got a name that accorded that biblical quality?
Kane.
Kane is correct. This is Kane. Second direct. Based on the Diana Gabaldon series of the same name, which TV series follows the life of a former World War II military nurse, falls through time for the first time at Craignadoon.
What is this called? Outlander.
Outlander is correct. Diani correct. 2 and 2 for you. This is Outlander. Catriona Balfe stars in it. Vinid directs. This national park in an Indian state is primarily known for its population of Indian rhinoceros. However, its name hints at another animal. But don't worry, despite its name, this national park has no relation to that animal being dead or found dead here. Which national park?
Kuladio.
Not Kuladio. Jayakantan?
Us.
Aswath?
Pass.
Samanth?
Pass.
So this is a national park in Bengal called the Gorumara National Park. So it has no relation to cows being dead or anything, but it sounds like that. So it's a Gorumara National Park.
I think there was no danger of us thinking Gorumara refers to dead cows.
I know,
I
exactly.
would never have deduced that.
Vinid, your direct. What given and regnal name was shared by Catherine the Great's husband, whom she overthrew and may have had killed, and the first person to hold the title of Emperor of all Russia? The latter is, like Catherine, widely referred to by the epithet the Great.
Peter the Second.
I don't know, but Peter will do. just Peter will do.
Oh.
Here it says Peter.
Given name and regnal number, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
No,
Unless there's a
not
data.
number. So many people have confused the way it's framed. Just the one name only. It is given
Oh.
name and also the regnal name, basically.
Hmm.
Anyways, but Peter is correct. Aswath, you're direct. James Fever is a professional blank hunter. While his dog sniffs it out first, Fever then fetches it from the underground and gives it a sniff himself to check its ripeness. Since it can go bad just after 5 days, he needs to sell them immediately. What does he hunt? Something whose largest white variant sold for a record-breaking $61,000.
Truffle?
Yeah, he's a truffle hunter. These are truffles. Second direct. The Middle English period, 1060 to 1500, starts with the Anglo-Norman period, 1060 to 1340, and ends with the age of Barren or Dark Age, 1400 to 1500. In between, from 1340 to 1400, it is called the Age of Blank, whose surname goes into the blank.
Chaucer?
Chaucer is correct. This is called the Chaucer period. Next two dates for Jayakantan. The ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter detected a tinge of green in the atmosphere of Mars in 2020, marking the first time that which phenomena had been spotted around a planet other than Earth. The atmospheric light glow occurs when two oxygen atoms formed in daylight when carbon dioxide molecules are split apart in sunlight, combined to form an oxygen molecule about 50 kilometers above the planetary surface of Mars.
This is Aurora Borealis.
I will anti-prompt you.
Just Aurora, the lights.
Yeah, this is just Aurora, not Borealis or Australis. This is just Aurora. Your second direct. Which Argentine club, named after Isaac Blanc, an Englishman who popularized the game in Argentina in the late 19th century, finished runners-up twice at the Copa Libertadores in 1988 and 1992. The club is most notable for its youth divisions, having produced future Argentine superstars like Gabriel Batistuta, Maxi Rodriguez, Jorge Valdano, and Lionel Messi.
This is Benfica.
No. Vinid?
Say Boca Juniors.
No. Samanth?
Pass.
Aswath?
Newell's Old Boys.
That is correct. This is Newell's Old Boys.
Super.
Brilliant crack. Superb crack. Last round coming up. Someone's first direct. This photograph was taken by Steve McCurry in 1999 of a very famous lake in India. Which lake that has been referenced in Salman Rushdie's Harun and the Sea of Stories and Arundhati Roy's The Ministry of Utmost Happiness?
Dal Lake.
This is Dal Lake. Simply Dal Lake. Second direct. Krakow has shot up in rankings in terms of popular dark tourism destinations as it is a gateway to which notorious site noted for its association with the Holocaust. At the entrance, you would typically see a sign that reads Arbit Macht Free, which translates to work sets you free in English.
Auschwitz.
Auschwitz is correct.
I want to set a quiz round called Arbit Marked Fry.
Vinny's direct. The two-worded name of this orange refers to the northeastern ethnic group, also a hill, and the striking deep red color or maroon flesh color. Native to Meghalaya and other northeastern areas, identify this orange that stands out for its luscious color. Two-worded.
I'll say Methi Lal Orange.
Not that, Jayakantan.
Pass.
Samanth?
So the Khasi Mandarin.
Not Khasi Mandarin. Have to move on. Aswath?
Path.
Khasi was the
Mhm.
first word.
I think you
And
want
the,
the color of songs.
yeah,
There's a-
not color. For the,
Khasi Ruby. I don't know.
no, not color. So the hints were towards something, some kind of
Blood.
orange, basically maroon, flesh color, luscious. This is called Khasi blood orange. There is a variety of oranges called the blood oranges.
Oh,
And
okay.
of them, this is the Khasi blood orange. So this is Khasi blood orange. Yeah. Vinid's second direct. Which 1980 novel where Anita Desai was one of 70 books by Commonwealth authors chosen by the BBC for its big Jubilee read commemorating Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee? In this novel, Tara, the wife of a diplomat, returns to her decaying childhood home near the banks of the Yamuna.
A house in Delhi.
Jayakantan?
It's fasting feasting.
No. Aswath?
Sense of an ending.
No. Samanth?
Clear light of day.
Brilliant crack. This is Clear Light of Day. Pretty close, no? 2 dates for Aswath coming up. Appropriately for a movie set in Japan, the soundtrack of Perfect Days features Maki Asakawa's Japanese version of the folk song, The House of the Blank Blank. Fill in the blanks to complete the name of a song that was famously recorded in 1964 by the Animals and known thereafter as the first folk rock hit.
Rising Sun.
House of the Rising Sun is correct. Next direct. A trip to which site of dark tourism would include a visit to the abandoned town center of Okuma? It once had a population of 11,000 and now lies empty and semi-destroyed. Just a second. Kya ho gaya? Yeah.
Fukushima.
Could you repeat?
Fukushima.
Fukushima is a very good answer. This is Fukushima. Last 2 directs for Jayakantan. Who was the last Brit before Hamilton to race for Ferrari? He missed a chance by 2 points to become the drivers' world champion but contributed to winning Ferrari's first constructors' title since 1983.
This is Hill.
This is also not Hill. Vinid?
Frost.
Frost, you said?
Frost.
Samanth?
Sullivan.
Could you repeat?
Sullivan.
Aswath?
Pass.
This is somebody by the name of Eddie Irvine.
Oh, I didn't know he was 83 and all. Wow. Okay.
Last question of this quiz coming up. Which is Rinko Kikuchi became the first Japanese actress nominated for an Academy Award in more than 5 decades for her role as Chiko Wataya in a 2006 film. Which multi-narrative drama film is this that has interwoven stories taking place in Morocco, Mexico, Japan, and the US in a fitting tribute to its genesis in the Bible?
This is Babel.
This is Babel, and with that we come to the end of the quiz. With Samanth at 17, Aswath winning it by 1 point at 18, Jayakantan at 14, winning at 5. Well played, everyone. I'll stop the
Thanks,
recording
guys.
now.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Tanmay, for reading.